Hey folks, been a while since you've seen me out here on the Cowboy Action Range. As you might remember, we got devastated by Hurricane Laura back last August in 2020, and it's being rebuilt right now. A lot of funds, a lot of sweat, a lot of effort going into rebuilding this. It's obviously being built bigger, better, nicer than it ever was before. So I'm really excited to be out here again just to kind of show you guys some of the progress going forward. I'm super excited and equally excited to be able to show you this Daniel Defense DDM4 PDW. This is a 300 blackout AR pistol. We're not going to get too much into the AR pistol debacle that's going on right now with the ATF, trying to infringe on our rights right now. My guess is the worksheet that they put out, this thing would blow it off the chart. It would look like I was bowling, if you will. My thoughts on Daniel Defense. Daniel Defense is easily top 2, 3, 4 in the world, in my opinion, in terms of firearms manufacturing. Their finish, their fit, their quality control. Guys, quality control means everything to me. You can make some of the greatest firearms in the world, and if somebody is not checking for those small little details that make it unacceptable to put your name on it before it goes out the door, then everything is lost. Daniel Defense clearly has quality control under lock and key, and it shows in firearms like this. Obviously, it's got a super short stature to it. You got your 7-inch barrel. It's a 1-in-7 twist for compatibility with subsonic and supersonic rounds. The 6-inch MFR XL flat top front rail is definitely a nice touch for this particular AR pistol. You'll notice it's got your 1913 rail on top of it, M-lock on the sides. It's got an SLR hand stop on the front. Guys, I'm not one of those folks that gets into the super duper twisty. I want to be really tactical. You can tell by the way I'm holding my firearm that I'm a tactical guy. I like traditional stance. I like to just hold it like I normally would. It's helped me put rounds on target down range for many years now, and I'm not looking to change that. So I prefer the actual placement of it just like this. It keeps my hand off the muzzle device, if you will. And to me, it puts me out front where I want to be, and it gives me a nice positive grip by coupling that with this Daniel Defense pistol grip. Now, those 2 points are really important to talk about because you've got one point of contact, a second point of contact, and honestly, with a brace, I know everybody talks about you're supposed to and you're not supposed to shoulder these. I don't shoulder the braces. These braces are perfect for me to go against my chin to give me that third point of contact. I feel like those 3 points is enough for me to stabilize the firearm and get a nice solid shot down range. The pistol grip that Daniel Defense puts on here, it is a polymer pistol grip with an overmolded rubberized surface on it. Now I gotta tell you, and I'm gonna be real honest here, when I first saw this pistol grip, my thoughts were, that's cute, that looks really nice. Because it does look nice. Got the nice little DD on the bottom of it. I was like, yeah, this is nice. It's even got a little compartment in here for batteries or whatever if you want to put in there. But to me, I thought it was put on there just for looks. Guys, this overmolded rubber that they put on here gives you absolute good grip. The very slight little bit of texturing that you'll find on here is just enough to keep your hand from slipping. If you get really wet hands, sweaty hands, wear gloves or anything like that, you've got enough texturing on here coupled with that rubber to just get a fabulous grip on here. I just feel like this is one of the better pistol grips out there after having used it. Again, I thought it looked nice before, but I absolutely love it now that I've actually used one of them. The CQB stabilizing brace on it, of course it is adjustable. That is a Maxim Defense CQB brace. This thing is probably one of the best braces by far on the market. Kudos to Daniel Defense by looking at putting the best stuff on this thing. You know, Maxim is somewhat, not at the level that Daniel Defense is, but Maxim is a competitor to Daniel Defense. They put out their own PDW, and it's a great little PDW. It looks very much like this. However, Daniel Defense recognized that one of the best, if not the best, CQB brace on the market is clearly the Maxim Defense one. So they actually employed this on their own firearm. That tells me that, look, they're okay with everybody else making their money out there. They're not trying to knock anybody else out of the market. They're looking for the absolute best things to put on their firearms. They found one of the Maxim CQB, and they put it on here. You'll notice the buffer's a little bit shorter. Comes with 2 buffer springs. It's for suppressor and non-suppressor. I'm not suppressing it right now. I will do some additional videos suppressing this particular AR pistol in the future, but I'm not doing that right now. Today I'm just going to run it just like it is straight out the box. Speaking of straight out the box, the one thing that obviously is not shipping standard with this is going to be the Leupold optic. However, you'll notice these sights on here. These came with the AR pistol. I don't care what you think of them as far as how they look. I actually like the real utilitarian look of them, but they are so rigid, so firm, so well made, and so rugged. I feel like being a personal defense weapon that this is, I don't necessarily need a red dot on here. What I do want is I don't even want flip-up sights, because I don't want something that's going to fold down, pop back up, and potentially break off in the event that I'm using it, because this is a personal defense weapon. However, these big, bad, rugged sights by Daniel Defense, they are perfect. I can see myself using this 300 blackout and not even utilizing a red dot. These things are perfectly adequate. I just like them. The grip and rip charging handle, this is kind of unique. It's ambidextrous, so you're gonna be able to grab it from both sides. You've got enough real estate on there to be able to grab hold of it. It's got good texturing on the front as far as the lines cut into it. But one thing that I did notice, that this thing is made specifically for shooting suppressed, I should say. One thing that it does, it's got this tiny little lip, this little ledge right here on the back side of the charging handle. What that's meant to do is mitigate the amount of gas that you're gonna have pushing back on you. When you're shooting suppressed, you're always gonna have that gas pushing back, going back towards the shooter. And this is gonna certainly mitigate that a little bit and keep it from blowing right into your face. Bolt carrier group, unbelievable finish, properly staked, exactly what this firearm needs to function properly. Big fan of that. Again, you can go all the way on the inside of this thing and all the way back out again, and you're gonna find fit, finish. Everything on this AR pistol is just, again, top of the line. All right, guys, I'm taking my Axel earbuds out here. Unbelievable earbuds. Link in my description there if you guys are looking for some. This PDW is unbelievable. Daniel Defense puts out great product. And by the way, I'm holding it like this because the muzzle is way too hot. So is the forend, because I've been spanking off some 300 blackout rounds out here. This thing's unbelievable. It fires flawlessly. It's got such a smooth, fluid motion to it. I enjoy a firearm that's made right. You can make firearms that aren't necessarily made right. You can make them run. They'll probably run straight out the box, but there's a clunkiness to them. You can feel the different parts moving. To me, it's not in unison. This is all in unison. It's just a smooth, fluid motion as the firing goes, because everything is made to work with one another. It's not just a plethora of parts that are thrown together that just happen to work. These are meant to work together. Of course, Daniel Defense, you guys know, their quality is, I mean, I'm not gonna say second to none, because there's always somebody better than the top dog out there. So I'm not gonna say that. They're certainly way up there at the top, like I said earlier. A lot of fun to shoot. Go to their website. I know right now, guys, firearms are a little bit tough to get. They actually make this one a different color. Right now, I think I saw that it might have been sold out on their website, other than black right now. But you can definitely go check it out. Daniel Defense is actually celebrating their 20th anniversary right now. Dude, they're giving away guns all the way through, I believe, December of this year. We actually helped give away one of these PDWs a couple of weeks ago. We did a little run for them on one of their own giveaways. Just a great company to work with. Their firearms are unbelievable. There are some cool things that are going to be coming out. More things by Daniel Defense in the coming months. You guys want to definitely keep your ear to the ground on that if you want to. But again, guys, I don't know what else to say that hasn't already been said about this DDM4 PDW. It's a joy to shoot. The Maximum Defense stabilizing brace is just absolutely fun to actually work with. I feel like these sights are just unbelievable. These are a set of sights that I'm going to leave on here, but I'm also going to get a couple of sets and put on a couple of other firearms that I have. I feel like I'm really getting to like these a lot. They're not quite old school. They're old school because they're kind of static and they sit there and they're not flip up or whatever, but they're still a new version of old school sights, and I really appreciate that. I really like the way they kind of reinvented standard basic sights. So guys, if you get a chance, run one. As with anything Daniel Defense has, run it. You're not going to outrun it. Just a lot of fun to shoot, and I really enjoyed this. Keep an eye out, guys. Look, never be afraid to be the safest person in the room and the deadliest. We got a big fight on our hands. There's a lot of anti-gun stuff coming out. I hope you guys will keep your ear to the ground. Let's not abandon anybody in our Second Amendment community. If you don't like braces, fine, but that's part of the Second Amendment that we're trying to at least protect. and keep the government from infringing on even further. Same goes for bump stocks and every single thing else. I think we have to band together. I don't think that we can splinter and take different parts of the Second Amendment and different parts of the firearms community that we may or may not like and just not pay attention to the fight that everybody else is fighting. I think if we fight a concerted fight, we can actually beat these guys and come out on top, but we have to band together. Now's the time to do it.